Hi friends, welcome back. So Elon Musk is swinging around more cash. You guys remember that they are moving a bunch of Bitcoin from Tesla into some weird unknown wallets. Now we got this from Elon Musk. Every day from now through November 5th, At America PAC will be giving away, get this guys, $1 million to someone in swing states who signed our petition to support free speech and the right to bear arms. We want to make sure that everyone in swing states hears about this, and I suspect this will ensure they do. So again, Elon Musk seems to be buying votes, offering $1 million to people in swing states.
So every day between now and the election, we'll be awarding $1 million, starting tonight. All right. So, tonight's person is John Dreyer.
So guys, this kind of stuff doesn't come up that often. I looked over on the Cornell Law School website. It says expenditures to influence voting. Whoever makes or offers to make an expenditure to any person, either to vote or withhold his vote, or to vote for or against any candidate, and whoever solicits, accepts, or receives any such expenditure in consideration of his vote or withholding his vote shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 1 year or both. And if the violation was willful, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 2 years or both. To me, the stuff that Musk is up to these days is either highly, highly illegal or highly, highly unethical, or both. I'll let you guys be the judge of that.
If he loses, man, what?
Dude, if he loses, I'm
It does seem that way. You can't just be like, yo,
Yeah, I'm like, how long do you think my prison sentence is going to be? Do you think, will I see my children? I don't know.
Because it's not like you can say, well, yeah, I maxed out to him, but, you know, I have
no plausible deniability.
Hi friends, this is Chris.
And Reggie.
Welcome back to the channel. So Elon Musk, the Tesla CEO, is officially a politician.
Now it's official?
It's official. I want to have a chat with you guys about some of the stuff that he said, sort of my general thoughts about, how can I say, like, why someone like Elon Musk, or a business person in general, right, a CEO, doesn't make for a great politician, and also to kind of like why you shouldn't necessarily compare yourself to other people. I know there's a lot of things to talk about, but let's just jump right in. So first thing with Elon, and I mentioned before, why does a business person not make necessarily a good politician? Because what's their focus? If you're a business person, what's your main focus?
Make money.
Right, make money. That's your focus. And it's strange because all these people show up to go see him speak and they act like he's not about making money. I mean,
He's all about making money. What are you talking?
well, the way they behave, and maybe some people really believe it, is like, oh, he just wants to help the world, and he's just a kind person, that kind of thing.
What?
It's strange, and because I don't know. My feeling is like, there's a bunch of people out there that they're in a generation where they didn't have Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, right?
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, like, we all knew who Bill Gates and Steve Jobs was, but I never had any fantasy that Steve Jobs was like there to help the world. He was there to sell me a phone.
Yeah, because they were the phone company.
Right. Or Bill Gates, I mean, they were there to,
Software company.
yeah, every time they come announcement, there's all the cool things we can do with Windows. I mean, certainly they'd shape the world, right?
Yeah.
Right? So that's true, but I never had this fantasy that, and this is back when they were business, because you can make the case with Bill Gates is differently today, right? He has the Bill Gates Foundation.
Yeah.
You can make that case. It's so different, and it's like we talk about this whole, you know, Elon Musk thing, and it represents the world that we live in, where people are so hungry for someone to worship. Kind of, he's kind of like a god figure to a lot of people. They need a god.
Like now he's become like priest, like religion.
Well, it really is a cult. It really is. It's very evident when you see the way people behave.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
yeah.
I never thought I could talk to you ever. And so it's strange. So let me get into some other things, right? So he clearly is about money, and I'll explain why. So he gives like a talk for like an hour, hour and a half, and he's I think he's done it 3 times now. So it all starts
I
to
think he
what's that?
likes to do that from now on. I think he likes to feel people, like
Well, he's
treat
always
him like God, and
he,
likes to hear love you because his employees hate him probably.
yeah. They do actually. They've been quitting like so people who know him the best quit, right? And say women that he's been involved with, they all break up, right?
Yeah.
These kind of things. But going back to the thing where, and you guys don't need to waste your time. That's why I'm just giving you guys a review of this stuff. Don't waste your time watching this stuff. But I do it for my kindness out of you, actually. But he'll spend like say about a half an hour going over the same thing. So it's basically a campaign speech.
Yeah.
Like you gotta vote for Trump because he loves Trump. Supposedly, it's all fake though. And then the other one is like, and you have to want to go to Mars because going to Mars and going to the moon is so awesome. He really is saying this kind of stuff.
So he cannot be president in America, but maybe he can be president in Mars.
Yeah, right, maybe. Because if you don't know, he wasn't born in the USA, so he's not eligible to be president.
Yeah.
He's born in South Africa. But his whole sort of speech theme is like, hey, people need to be inspired by something. And what inspires me is building Starfleet, making Star Trek real, building a Starfleet Academy. Like he's really saying these words, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not against Star Trek. I actually really like Star Trek, right? I do. I like Star
Yeah.
Trek, right?
But it's not really real.
It's not. I mean, it's a TV show. Well, the other problem is that people, because our community is really smart. People are pointing out like Elon doesn't even like the real Star Trek. Okay, so let me tell you about the real Star Trek for those of you guys who don't know. So Star Trek came out in like the 60s, and it was the first TV show that like really purposely put black people on TV, put Asian people on TV.
Yeah.
They mixed different groups of people. It was on purpose. They even had a Russian character because that was back in the Cold War, which would be
An alien.
yeah. So, no, but the whole idea was that we're all work together.
Yeah.
Elon, if you look at his Twitter, and this is sort of Elon and the Republicans, they complain about diversity all the time.
Yeah.
That's what they complain about. They complain about women in power, people who aren't white. They complain about it. So, what are you gonna say?
Now they always complain about regulation, but if you don't regulation, you should accept all the refugees, all the
Right.
from outside of your state. But you want those kind of regulation, but you don't want other regulation.
Right. So, that's a couple different things. So one is actually it's called the Federation in Star Trek. It was actually a lot of it was about getting all the people around the universe, different alien races, etc., to come together. And the Federation actually would be about helping people who, like, if a planet was going to blow up, for example, on the show, they would
Their country.
they would help them.
Yeah.
So Elon's against that kind of stuff, and then you saw it with the whole Trump calling the Jamaican people, that kind of thing. That's a whole other issue. But Elon's all about this whole space travel thing, and he keeps telling people, I want to make it so if you want to go to the moon and go to Mars, anyone who wants to go can go, right?
Yeah, but you need to pay a lot of money.
Well, according to Elon, he's saying he can make it really cheap.
Yeah, so how cheap?
Yeah.
People don't even go to like Paris or even, like Hawaii.
So a lot of the stuff that he says, like, it's so strange that there's no one's like, excuse me, this is all BS. Like, it's weird. Like it's like a church cult meeting.
Yeah, it's church cult meeting. I think that a lot of questions already, set up.
Yeah, Yeji wondered about that. I don't know. I have no proof, but it's strange. I'll give you some examples. So one of the ones that I watched, this was actually in Philadelphia, where, if you don't know, Musk and I went to the same school, University of Pennsylvania. Trump went there also. They actually, and I'll get to the children part that I'm thinking about though, they actually had other students, like current students at Penn, say, hey, Elon, we went to your school. And it was strange because Elon doesn't really reply to that. That was really weird to me. That was really, really weird.
I think he doesn't feel to. He went to like expensive school. He doesn't want to do that.
I'm not sure. I really don't. I really don't know, because I've seen several famous people, regular people, any people. If you say, "Hey, I went to this school," and someone's like, "Hey, I went to that school." Hey, all right, awesome. That's just a normal reaction for anyone. He doesn't react at all. I find this really strange, and I started.
Maybe there wasn't prepared questions, so he doesn't like to answer.
No, I don't know. I don't think it's that. I just wonder, like, did he really go to class or something like that? That's what I was kind of wondering.
No, I think.
I don't know.
Anyway, he has a like the paper.
Well, there's been some question about that. I mean,
Well, I think those kind of I don't know.
I'm just saying there's been some question. I'm at this point I'm going to say he probably went to school there. I'm going to.
Yeah, but if you donate a lot of money, they just give you.
Yeah, but I don't think he gives money to the school because and this goes back to the part where people say, oh, Elon just cares about the world. So he actually has a foundation, okay? Because rich people do have foundations, but it's really for taxes basically. Yeah. But his foundation website, if you go to it, there's nothing on the website, and I mean literally nothing. It's like called the Musk Foundation. You can look it up. I've heard showed it to you. It's a white page with like a few text, like three sentences. Like it's not actually a website. It's like just a white page with 3 sentences. It's really weird.
Just one page?
Yes, that's what I said. It's not really anything on there. The New York Times did a report on his foundation because remember this is like tracking the money.
Yeah.
I think they have one employee.
One employee?
It's weird, right? It's kind of a scam basically. And then whenever they give any money,
that's only for tax.
It's connected to Musk companies.
Yeah.
Whenever they give money, it's connected to his companies. It's kind of a scam basically. The other thing too, which regarding like he cares for the world is some of the stuff his issues. Like one is he's always talking about people aren't having enough kids. He's always talking about that.
Yeah, that's why he has like 10 kids.
Yeah, he may have more even, but I want to address the kid issue, guys, because according to Elon, this is where it's just total BS. He's like, oh, we need to keep having more people because the Earth can have a lot more people. Right? He's saying that. I actually had this conversation with many professors when I was in college because it was a really interesting conversation, and I'm talking about professors who specialize in population. Yeah. The biggest challenge. Do you know the biggest challenge right now for people on Earth? We talked about this?
Getting old, no?
No. In terms of like how many people can live on the planet. What's the biggest challenge? Do you have an idea?
The water.
It's water.
Yeah.
About 1/4, that's 1 out of 4 people on the planet don't have clean drinking water.
Yeah.
Okay? So if Elon is really concerned about people, right, and let's say he's really good at science, that would actually be one of the most fundamental things to help people is to make sure everyone on the planet has clean water.
Yeah.
Another thing is if Elon was really serious about, say, going to the moon or going to Mars, because he keeps talking about, it was like 2 days ago, he was telling people in 30 years we're gonna have 1 million people on Mars, right? And 1 million.
Yeah, please go.
Yeah, please go. Right?
Yeah, if you can go.
But like as someone pointed out in our community, we have a smart community, is like, okay, let's say theoretically we're gonna put 1 million people on Mars in 30 years. You'd have to start sending like 100 people a day, every day, starting today. Like it takes a long time to get. What's that?
Build really good like accommodation here. It takes like 30, 50 years. Even you remember the Spain, the Gaudi church, it took like over like decade, right?
Yeah, that's what people mention that too. And I was going to get back to that. Your point is like, if you can even like even before you even talk about the Mars stuff, prove you can do it in Antarctica, like the South Pole, or prove you can do it in the desert. Or prove you can do it underwater on the bottom of the ocean, right?
People just died last year to just go to submarine.
Yeah, that was a submarine thing. And I mean, what Elon Musk is promising sounds very similar to that, where like the person's like, hey, let's go look at the Titanic. Musk is like, hey, let's go, look at Mars. Okay, so you have all that, right? I know we talked a lot about, like, it's so bizarre that the guy running for office, he just keeps talking. And then the other thing, he complains a lot about like too much government regulation, too much government spending. Yet he's just like, well, but give me all the money to, make rockets so we can like go to the moon and go to Mars. For a regular person, you're not going to go to the moon or Mars. I hate to break it to you. It's going to be too much money.
We don't even have the technology to really get you there.
Yeah.
It's all snake oil, basically, right? Okay, so there's several things we can talk about that. He then talks tons of conspiracy theories, which I don't even really want to.
Sure.
Let me guys give you a simple one, okay? There's a bunch, okay? Well, I'll give you two simple ones. So one would be he's really against any kind of electronic voting or any kind of mail voting. Okay, he's like, according to Elon, you have to come in person and show an ID to vote. Okay, according to Elon.
Okay.
So, like,
We do that voting system. We have to physically go there, show our scan our ID.
right. So from an average person perspective, it doesn't sound unreasonable. So I'm not completely against the idea of having an ID. But here's the big but. You have to understand the implications of that. Okay, one is, are IDs free or not in the USA? The answer is no.
Yeah, I did
Right.
not know that.
Yeah, so for some people, like say to get a driver's license or whatever, it's not that easy because it costs money. Or driver's license, I don't know, maybe like 40 or 50,
40?
something like
And you
that.
have to take a picture too.
Yeah, but for some, oh yeah, you do.
Yeah.
No, but they'll do it for you there. So that's not a problem though. You can get a passport theoretically. There's different types of IDs, but for some people, it's not that easy to get there, right? So let's say you're old. Let's say you're in a wheelchair. Let's say you live really far away. Let's say you live on a Native American reservation. There's a lot of different reasons why getting ID is not easy for you to get to the location of where it is. Just for example, okay? Because we're talking about that. If this is your constitutional right, you don't necessarily want to make it difficult.
Yeah.
Now, and you have to put this in the history of America. In the history of America, there was a time, and it still exists, where in some of the southern states, they really try to make it difficult for black people to vote or any non-white people. So like they used to give tests. Like, oh, if you don't pass this test, you can't vote. And then, they're going to make it so, so there's no way for you to pass, right? I give you another example is, let's say like if you're a student, and in the USA system is different than Korea because Korea is like a national system. So it probably doesn't matter. I mean, maybe it matters in the sense of like, I'm sure there's local elections in different parts.
Yeah.
So the USA, like every state is kind of separated. And we have the electoral college thing, right? So for students, if their only ID is a student ID, that's often not accepted depending on which state, right? So every state's a little bit different where they make it harder for you to vote. So if you have a state that's like, okay, we don't want young people voting because young people tend to vote more Democratic.
How do you mean student IDs, like college students?
Yeah. Because college students will go to different states, right?
Yeah.
So that's another example.
So our student ID card
Can work.
It's not really official ID. So.
Right. It's like, yeah. So many places won't take it, and every state's like, I don't know all 50 states. That's another example. Here's something else. So like, you have a lot of Americans living in other countries. So, people who live in other countries, people who are young, they tend to vote for a Democratic. So you try to like, oh no, we're not going to let people who vote by mail, vote. Another example, people who are poor or just less money, they can't necessarily take a day off of work to go vote.
I see.
Right. So in Korea, I think it's a holiday for you guys, right? To go vote?
I
thought it was.
Yeah. And we made like pre-voting day, like 2
Oh, yeah, you can vote for it.
Yeah, basically we can vote like.
Because you did that.
3 days.
I remember that. Yeah. So I remember that because you went early. Yeah. So we have all these strict laws to make it harder for people to vote. Now, according to Elon and the bunch, they always act like people cheat all the time and stuff like that.
Yeah, but at least they like to pay if you vote for Trump.
Right. So Elon's offering $100 a vote.
Really the big illegal stuff in Korea. If you do that, you vote for this party, I give you $100. That it's big. No, you can go to jail.
I don't. What we're seeing right now is so bizarre. The whole thing is weird. And I'm just talking about the ID thing. So I understand from like an idiot because he's got a bunch of stock promoters that just follow wherever he says, oh yeah, everyone's got to have an ID. It's okay, guys, I'm not against the ID thing, right?
Yeah.
But as long as we understand exactly what we're doing here, like if you're going to do it, make sure IDs are free, right? If we're going to do it, are we going to count student IDs or not? If we're going to do it, what about people who are in hospitals, people who are old, people on Native American reservations? There's any number of things that they go and there's studies on this stuff. I read one is from the University of Maryland, so it's not like, we don't talk about this stuff. And the professors were basically saying that if the kind of laws that Musk and the Republicans want to do, it makes it harder for, minorities, so to be, people who aren't white,
Yeah.
people who live in certain locations, et cetera, to vote. It's that kind of stuff. And then he just goes on and on and on how we're going to go to Mars and stuff like that. And it's just like, what is this dude talking about? The one thing I will say, which is kind of interesting, is even though it's supposed to be a pro-Trump thing,
Yeah.
it really doesn't feel like it. It feels like more a pro-Elon thing.
Yeah, I think
Right.
he's not really supporting Trump. He just wanna just use. He just likes
That's what it.
to use him.
That's
I
what.
told
That's
you
what it
the
feels
first
like.
time
That's
he
what it
was
feels
on
like.
stage. I told you he wants to be a politician
Yeah,
over
yeah.
Trump.
I think he'll probably go for governor of Texas if I had to take a bet.
I just
Who knows if he
asked
wins or
him,
not? What's that? What's
He
that?
cannot be a president, right? But he can be a vice president.
I'd have to look that one up. You guys can let me know on that one. I know for sure he can't be president. I think he can be governor because, like, for example, Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor of California. Yeah, he can't be president though. So, for example, I was born outside USA, so I can't be president. There's so many things going on with this thing, and I know it's a complicated issue. And these are sensitive topics for some people because, like, they get so enamored that this guy's basically your god. But if you actually turn your brain on and listen to stuff they have to say, it's all, so in English we'll say self-serving. It's just serving him. And that's the kind of thing, going back to, say, the Trump or the Musk kind of stuff. These people, they just care about themselves. It's so obvious. It's so obvious. I'll give you another example. The students, it was the one in Philly, they were like, as a student, do you have some advice for me as a young person, et cetera? And all of his advice was, like, not that great, to be honest. And
What was the advice? Like, work hard.
yeah, that's basically what it was. And okay, not that working hard and studying hard is bad advice, right?
If you don't have rich parents,
Right.
you should work really hard and study really hard.
Guys, I just read a thing it was on Barron's, and they're using federal data, okay? And I'll give you the basic version of it. It's very easy to understand. Essentially, the more money that your parents give you, your chance of having money in the future is, like, greatly increased.
Yeah, yeah.
Greatly increased.
But
I
your
mean,
starting line is very different.
and the way our system is going right now is the gap between the rich and poor keeps growing and growing.
I think it's same everywhere.
It's great, yeah. So, I mean, simple example is if you go to college and you have to pay for it yourself and you get a loan, when you get out of college, you're negative, right? For some kids, when they go to college, like, their parents can buy them a house, and so they have a free place to live, right?
Yeah.
They don't have to work, so they can just spend all the time. Other kids have to work in college. Then, for example, during COVID, a lot of people lost their jobs or whatever. So some people are like, oh my God, I lost my job. It's terrible, but I own 3 houses because my parents bought me some, and I just collect rent from that. Like there's major advantages if you're born, say, with emerald mind and emeralds in your pockets, essentially Elon Musk. And so that's why I always tell you guys all the time, just because someone's born rich, it's not like I worship them. It's the same way with the royal family in England. These people are kind of like celebrities. But if you ever meet these kind of people, that's why I always mention I went to school, with the same place Musk, because I know this kind of person. It's not like they work any harder or they're inherently smarter than you. And then when you see them in public, the longer you see someone, you figure out who they are.
Yeah, so they just had
mean-
a diamond spoon.
A diamond spoon. Well, in Musk's case, emerald spoon.
Emerald spoon, yeah.
And I know that'll upset a lot of people when you tell them the truth about the emerald spoon. But it is the truth. And
Some babies born with a building, right?
yeah. They these in England, USA, we say trust fund baby. But it's like I said, it's so bizarre that the followers of Musk don't ever think about that. It's so weird. I don't know. His English is really poor too. It's really poor. He stutters a lot. He says a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. I don't know. Anyway, I just had to get this stuff off my chest, talk about these things. I know we're in political season and we kind of get burnt out on politics, but we only got, I think it's like 2 weeks left. Yeah. We're gonna live stream the event when the election comes in. I honestly don't know who's gonna win. The polls say it's close. 48 to 48. What was that? I know, really. well, we'll keep talking about this. So anyway, I do appreciate your time, everyone, and we'll catch you next video. So bye.